it first after I wash my acorn squash. Cut right down and cut it in half. There. Spoon and just start digging out the seeds and the fibrous material. And that's what you have. Then I take a couple of tablespoons of melted margarine and I just kind of drizzle it on the inside of the acorn and just around the edges here. A little bit of salt. And then I have a baking dish and I covered the bottom a little bit more, almost about an inch. And I'm going to stick both acorn squash in the baking dish. Then I put it in the oven and I will let it bake for about 40 minutes, maybe 45 minutes. Depends, you know, once it's tender I know it's ready and I'll show you. I'm getting ready to do the apple stuffings and I wash peel my apples, get rid of the edges. Cut it in chunks. Start making our apple stuffing, which is going to be so delicious in the fall. Apples are in season. You have so many varieties. I always like the sweet ones. Well, I just add a couple of tablespoons of margarine in this nice iron skillet. And to that, I'm adding those 2 chopped up fresh apples. I took 5 dates and chopped those up, and I like to use those fresh dates and chop them up myself. So these are about 5 dates that I chopped up. Here I have about a half a teaspoon of apple spice. I really like that. That's this apple pie spice. Apple pie spice seasoning, about a half a teaspoon. And then I have about a teaspoon of cinnamon. And I also add about a half a teaspoon of cardamom. I do have some chopped pecans, about a 1/4 cup of chopped pecans, but I will add this at the very end. Now, I'm going to, but you don't have to. I've got this raw unfiltered honey. I'm gonna put about a tablespoon of raw unfiltered honey. Add that to the soup. Oh man, this is great. Well, let's take it out. It's been in almost 40 minutes. Looks good. So now I'm just going to divide up my apple stuffings between each one. That melted, and that's some extra flavor right there, along with what we drizzled around the edges. Up of chopped pecans, and I'm just gonna sprinkle those pecans on top. I didn't want, you can if you want to. You could cook them for, maybe the last 5 minutes, but I like mine just as I'm doing it here. But you definitely have that option. So you can use almonds, you can use walnuts. And I have enough stuffing for another one, which I will do. Now, I'm gonna do it, but you don't have to. I've got these non-dairy feta crumbles. This is feta cheese crumbles, it's non-dairy. And I'm gonna put almost a teaspoon over each one. Like I said, it's going to give it just a nice rich flavor. Acorn Squash Apple Stuffing. Well, I'm Daz. I'm out. Please join me next show.